Hi, I'm Akruti.
And I'm Sebastian.
Charlie.
My name's Namita.
My name is Connie.
I'm Rose.
So, I was wondering, what internships did you guys have over the summer?
I worked at EY in consulting.
I worked at Deloitte in assurance.
I worked at EY for audit.
I worked in investment banking.
So I've been working at different finance firms as well, mainly at HSBC and Goldman Sachs.
I also worked in audit.
How did you find your internships?
Networking.
Networking and case comps.
I found it through the RC portal.
I second that. RC Portal, biggest help for events.
For me, LinkedIn is the biggest source.
Found it through networking and the RC portal.
How did you prepare for the summer recruitment process?
Honestly, I did tons of mock interviews and chatted with a lot of upper years who'd already gone through the recruitment processes that I was going through.
For me, I would prepare a lot of general ask questions and also do a lot of mock interviews.
For me, I went to a lot of events hosted by the firm, and then I networked with them.
For me, I talked to lots of upper years for interview tips and just tips for the general application.
I wanted to improve my resume and cover letter, so I think I booked appointments with career advisors to gain more feedback and to just feel more comfortable with the documents that I was submitting.
I actually did not know what I wanted to do in the beginning, so I used a lot of Rotman Commerce career resources to find exactly what type of job I wanted to do by doing the career leader assessment and realizing I want to do consulting, and then booking more career advisor meetings to improve my resume and cover letter, just like many of the career peers have done as well.
So when did you apply to your internships and what was the general timeline like?
So every industry is different, but I remember for audit and assurance specifically, it's almost like a year in advance. So I think I applied the summer before the summer I internshiped.
Similar to Namita, we both had the same timeline, except that I think Deloitte had a little later of a timeline, especially with interviews. So that's kind of the timeline for accounting.
For me, I can touch quickly on the Asian recruiting timeline. So it's actually the same. So one summer before the internship starts, and definitely be aware that different industry and different firms has different timeline.
For consulting, I applied in early September and I went through about 4 or 5 rounds, depending on how you count it, of interviews, and I got an offer around midway through October.
It's important to note that for a lot of roles in capital markets, timelines keep getting accelerated each year. So for my second year summer, I applied 12 months in advance, whereas for my third year summer, I applied almost 15 months in advance.
Next up, what was the recruitment process like for you guys?
For me, after you submit your resume and cover letter, if you pass through the screening, you have to do a video interview, like the hire view. If you pass through the hire view, you get an interview request, and with the interview request is a invitation to go to the pre-interview event, and then you network with all your potential interviewers, and you get to meet all the recruiters too. And then lastly, it was one behavioral round for me, but it had 2 people in it, one manager and one senior manager for me.
For me, it was similar-ish. After you submitted your resume and cover letter, they're going to send you a request to do a video interview. And then after the video interview process, someone from the firm called me saying, I was invited for an actual 2-way interview. And for that part, I had 2 back-to-back 30-minute behavioral interviews with either recruiter, partners, or managers, and depends on who had the availability on the day of. And then, so that's basically it.
Yeah, I had the same process as Rose and Connie.
My recruitment story was wild, to say the least. It started off by doing the resume, the cover letter submissions, and then doing also the hire view, which I call the screener. Then I did 1 round of behavioral interviews, and then I had to do 2 back-to-back case interviews where they gave me 1 day notice. So they told me, okay, you're doing it tomorrow, 2 back-to-backs at this time. And that was my first time ever doing a case interview, so that was a whole story in and of itself. After that, those 2 case interviews, we basically had what's called a super day, where you go into the firm at the top floor and you go with a bunch of other people that applied for the position and got through that funnel, and you have to solve a group case and present it to the panel of judges. So they put you in different groups. It was about 8, and then you solve the case. From there, you do another partner chat where you talk to the partner, and you also have an unofficial chat with one of the associates. They don't tell you about this in the super day or the itinerary, but if you stay extra time, you do a networking with the associates to see if you are a good fit for the company.
So for banking, it really depends on the firm that you're interviewing with. Usually the first round consists of 1 or 2 back-to-back rounds of interviews, and your second round is called your super day, which is also your final round, which can consist of anywhere between 4 to 6 rounds of interviews back-to-back. They'll usually be around 30 to 45 minutes in length, and these interviews consist of both behavioral and technical questions, and you can also expect market-based questions, stock pitches, and any deals that the company has worked on.
For me, my story is quite similar to Akufi, but one thing to add here is usually after the resume and cover letter selection in Asia, they have this assessment center where you actually do math and solve puzzles. And then after that, there would be the interview stage, including phone interviews, interview with the team, pretty much meeting everyone in the team to see if you are a good fit.
So guys, how would you spend your summer if you didn't have an internship?
So for me, I would just actually take a break or work on something of my interest, work on a little project of mine. Yep.
I would go hiking and learn how to code.
Okay, so this is a real life experience. So after first year, I didn't get any summer internships. So I actually worked at Tim Hortons and I took 1 summer course on the side.
I just travel and spend a lot of time with friends and family.
Similar to Rose, I also didn't have an internship first year summer or second year summer. So what I was doing during those times was in part working on some of my own projects. So I started a bunch of different projects and I got to see them execute throughout their lifetime. But also I did many other courses. Like I got an Excel professional certificate by Microsoft, there's Google Analytics, and these are all for free. These are resources that y'all can use. There's data science certificates if you really wanted to do it. So there's a wide range of possibilities for you to explore if you don't get an internship during the summer or if you choose not to get one as well. I'm in a jazz choir.
No way.
We should just add this word.
That was so sarcastic.
Sorry. No, we cut that
No
out,
way.
please.
No. So I unfortunately scored an own goal in soccer game, and then that tape was recorded and put on YouTube, and it got, I think, thousands of views.
So I was born and raised near the beach, but I do not know how to surf.
That's a fun fact.
No way.
Okay, I was low-key exposing myself, but I do not play any instruments.
Oh my god.
I was a triathlete growing up.
I can speak 5 languages. Thanks, guys.
Stay calm and book a career peer appointment.
Thanks for watching.
Hope to see you guys in our future events.
Bye.